Hey everyone, it's Friday, and it's a weird Friday, of course, because it's the day after Christmas, so everyone's in like nonsense world. But we did have some really pretty subscription buckets going out this week, so we wanted to do our DIY video for everyone. So today we have a nice wintry mix, and I'm going to design it in a concrete pot with a 5.5 inch, it's almost 6 inches across, opening here. So I'm going to use a square of chicken wire, well, it's a little rectangle of chicken wire that is about maybe like 8.5 to 10 inches by like 4. Same thing as always, just roll it over itself so that you have kind of a smooth round top. Put it into your vase. If it's traveling and you want to tape a grid across the top, you can do that as well. If you're just designing for your house, you can just put it in like this, and that's all good. Also, we have some really pretty antique hydrangea. It's actually been pretty difficult to come by this season, so it's really great to have it back in stock, and it's this lovely light green color. So you're going to take off any of these greens underneath, and then we're just going to trim it to the top of the pot at an angle. Trim off any of these little nubby pieces like so, and then you can go ahead and measure it to the bottom of your container, and then we're going to place it into the container to cover some of the top of that pot. We have another one in there as well. Here we go. This one as well, we're going to take these leaves off the bottom. We're going to give it a clean cut, take off any of these little knobs like so, and we're going to place this one in as well. So there aren't that many greens in this week's bucket, so we're going to use the hydrangea as kind of like one of the greens. So I'm going to put them in pretty tight so that this is going to serve as the base. If you're hitting the bottom of your vase and it's wiggling around, you just want to trim it a little bit shorter. I always trim a little bit at a time rather than trimming too much. So you always take a little bit more from the stem off. You can't put it back on. So this one is feeling a little bit long too and bumbling around. So I'm gonna pop this one in like so. So it's like a little muffin top on top of your concrete pot, covering pretty much the entirety of it. All right, so once we got that going on, a couple of pretty greens in here. This is nice and wintry. We have some Dusty Miller, and there are 2 or 3 pieces depending on how many leaves are on it. Sometimes we have to do things more by weight because the pieces, come with more or less fill on them. Some are bushier than others. So in this case, you could have 2 or 3 depending on the fill on your stem. I like to use these in several placements. So I'm gonna cut right here above the leaves and use the top piece. And for me, I think Dusty Miller is beautiful, but when it loses water or it starts to wilt, sometimes it just kind of does it on its own. If you have it coming out of the vase on the sides, it will sort of look very dead, right? So I always try to put it into the hydrangea so that it is coming up and out, but the hydrangea is supporting it and holding it up. So I'm gonna do another cut here, like so. These guys are gonna go in over here, tucking them in so that the hydrangea is helping support them. And then you're gonna keep going with as many leaves as you have on your stem that you can use, trimming them a little shorter than maybe you think, so that you can get them all the way down in there, tucked in nicely so that they don't look wilty. I'm gonna do that with all of the pieces of my Dusty Miller, just to get that nice color in and that texture in my arrangement as well. Nice and wintry. So tuck that one in, out here. Come on. All right, there we go. And the other pieces, any pieces like this one, I usually just pull those right off. And anything that looks a little bit wilty from the get-go does not go to the party. Sometimes if you recut them into hot water, they'll pep back up for you. And sometimes if the leaf has a long enough lateral stem on it, like so, you can just use that as an individual placement. You can even edit off some of these lower leaves if you need to make that stem longer to get it down into your container, just to sort of have a little bit more of it in there, especially if it's a piece that has a lot of long, leggy stems, like so. Trim those, take those off, go right on in here. All right, next up, once we have the coverage, 360 degrees going on here, I'm gonna do my spray roses. These are kind of like a mini Sahara rose. So they have this really pretty color like a quicksand. You can give them each a little blow if you want to get them opening a little bit, but they'll continue to open in your arrangement. And since there's only 2 of them, I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in across from each other, keeping any leaves on there that are pretty, just because it adds, again, to like more texture in your arrangement. But if they're ugly or they're wilty, just pull them off. There could also be some little thorns on the backs of those, so just make sure you're getting those off ahead of time so you don't stab yourself. I need to cut this one a little shorter so it goes here. All right, so I can see these on both places. I kind of push them together so that you get a little bit more impact of color rather than spreading them out. And then we have some really nice Playa Blanca. We don't use these in the subscriptions that often, but they are one of our favorite roses, especially because if you give a blow and then you roll them, right? Do a little roll action here, they get so big and pretty. And if you love a reflex look, these are a great rose to do it with. They have very resilient petals. They don't bruise very easily. So if you wanted to go ahead and give these guys a little bit of a flip back, they make a really nice texture going all the way around, like so. And then if you're gonna do that, then you definitely wanna have them sticking out of your vase a little bit so you can actually see all of the pretty petaling. But if you are not going to do the reflexing and you just wanna use the open roses as is, you can tuck them down in there a little bit deeper. I'm gonna tuck this guy in here. And we got 4 of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a triangle with them and then do one sort of in the middle a little bit more. Give me just a little bit of a, oops, I lost a petal, lost a couple petals. That's okay. Give this a little flip, give it a little bit more jewelrama in your arrangement. Pop this guy in here, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then give it a trim, get the little nubs off, any ugly leaves. Gonna give it a roll. Nice. And pop a couple of these back if we want to give it a little bit more open, a little bit more interest from the side, which is always nice. And then I'm gonna pop this in the triangular form. So I'm gonna twist that and get it right into the chicken wire right there. Now, I'm noticing on this one, it's covering up a lot of my Dusty Miller. So I'm gonna scoot it over a little bit. There we go. So it's not covering everything. And then this guy I'm gonna go right in the middle with. Again, leaving on any pretty leaves, editing off any ugly ones, giving it a nice little roll, giving it a nice flip, and then sink this guy into the center of my vase. 2, 3. There we go. Right there. All right, so I like sink that in a little bit, pull these guys out a little bit, get a little bit of movement going on. Then we have these really lovely garden roses. These are David Austin garden roses. They're called Effie. So they, oh geez, they open up really nice. Just blew a couple of petals off there. Oops, be careful with them. Taking a piece off there. And since there's only 3 in the bucket, I'm gonna go right in between my 3 triangularly placed playas. 1, 2, 3. There we go. No need to blow and roll these guys. Well, you can give them a blow, but no need to roll them. They will open on their own as they go in the vase. So I'll do one more right here. They start out a little bit on the tight side. Just take off any of the little not so lovely background petals, and then they'll just keep opening up for you in the water. So don't be too aggressive with them. The thing with garden roses is their petals are kind of soft, fragile, and they will bruise easily, so don't manhandle them too much. Just kind of let them be as they want to be. And then we have these really, just to pop on top of all of these pretty winter neutrals, we have these really nice darker colors. We have grape anemone, we have this really awesome plum ranunculus, and we have these really excellent plum scabiosa as well. Just give a little bit of different look going on in there. So just be careful with using the chicken wire with the anemone, because they will hit like the piece of wire underneath there. It'll split your stem. So just tap around a little bit before you put them in. Now these are still a little bit tight because they came out of the fridge. So I'm gonna tuck this in, and I wanna give it a little bit of space. I want it to float on top because this is gonna continue to open. And I like to see this little bit of stem that's so pretty. And if you tuck it all the way down in there, you don't get to see that as much, right? So we're gonna have them come out a little bit. We're gonna utilize this excellent stem that has a little bit of like whimsical shape to it. And then we're gonna have them kind of pop out of our arrangement so you can really see them when they open. And I have 3 of them, so I'm gonna go around in a triangle, just like I was doing with the roses. Be careful with these as well. Sometimes their necks will break, so just, be cautious. You definitely don't have to be too aggressive with them. Just tuck them into your vase. Again, if you're hitting a thing, just kind of jog it around a little bit and find a space for it so you don't bust that stem up. Okay, adjusting as we go. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna do our ranunculus. These you can give a little bit of a blow to. They're gonna open up nicely in your vase as well. so. And I'm gonna have these guys kind of popping out too, because they are just so pretty. And if you have these little buds on there, definitely include them. They just add to the texture and give it like a little bit more of like a garden-y feel going on, rather than like a big ball. So we have that looking good. Taking off this guy, I'll use him separately. And if there's any foliage on there, that's always really pretty to use also. I'm gonna tuck this in right here. Maybe giving it a little bit of a lower placement since we gave the anemone a bit of a higher placement. And I'll have the other one kind of coming out in this area. All right, 1, 2, 3. Yep, here we go. Right over here. Bring out the arrangement slightly. Everybody is in its own place. Nobody's laying on anyone. There we are. And I get these little buds in as well. They are super cute, and they will actually start to open too. They're not going to open as large as the full-size ranunculus, but sometimes they pop open and give a little color, which is always really cute. And again, they give that nice like garden-y texture. Keep your arrangement looking nice and fresh. All right, so I've got this guy coming out over here. I think I need to move him down a little bit now that I'm looking at it. There we are. Okay, there we go. So we can see the color sort of all the way through. Anywhere where you're feeling like maybe you're not seeing it lower, the ranunculus has probably the hardest stem of all of them. So that would be the one to kind of angle down a little bit so that you can see it. So we can kind of place that a little bit lower so you're seeing it lower in the vase. And then we have these Scabiosa. You can leave these on. They come in a little straw to keep their neck straight. If you are using it kind of deeper in the arrangement, if you're going to use them sort of up and out, like I'm gonna do, you can take that off and just kind of let the stem be pretty and do its thing, which we love. So up and out, and get a little space, get a little movement. Put this guy in like so. Here we go. The straws, you'll notice, have like a slit in them, so you get your finger underneath there and just slide it off. That's how that's gonna work out the best for you, probably. So get that out of the arrangement a little bit. And now we have the last one. Really utilize the shape of the stem to get that elongation and to get a little bit more size in your arrangement. And then lastly, we have an accent green. It's viburnum. Again, bringing in these nice dark wintry colors to offset the softer neutrals that we're using. And you should have 2 or 3 of these in your bucket. Again, some of them are super branchy, some of them are little singles. So depending on what you've got, oops, just tuck those in there. Keep losing petals on that guy. 1, I'm just gonna break them up and use the foliage and get it into your arrangement so that you can see those berries. And if you have like a craggy piece like this, you might have to kind of work it in so that it lands above and below any of the pieces that you can get off the side here. This actually, they dry okay, honestly. So, you know, if you're poking around, it's not kind of getting where you want it to go, it's probably okay if it's not totally in the water. But obviously, if you can get it in the water, the longer piece, that's gonna be better. So I'm gonna tuck that guy in there. And this one doesn't even have any leaves or any berries on it, but it has such a pretty leaf formation. It feels very wintry also. Tuck that guy in here. This guy's got a little bit of berry on there. So I'm gonna tuck this guy in up top where we can see him a little more. See that? Oop, love it. And then I think there was a guy floating in my bucket. Yes, oh, almost lost a little guy in the bucket. So I'll turn that off. And where do I need a little bit of something going on? I've got plenty around this side, so I'm gonna come in over here on this side. All right. So this is a perfect size to use as coffee table arrangement, even as a centerpiece. Go through, make your final adjustments so that everybody has space and everybody has room to open and shine and show off. There we go. So as you do that, make sure you can see everything. Once you got that, then you're good to go. Get it to where it's going. Make sure it's topped off with water. Sometimes if you're using concrete pots or planters, this type or really any type, they do absorb some water quickly. So always get your finger in there every day. Make sure that the water is topped off and fresh. Change it periodically. You should get about 5 days to a week, depending, out of the flowers so that you can enjoy them for a little bit of time, as long as you keep your vase clean and your water clean. Okay, so join us again next week, next Friday, hopefully. We'll be back. We have been so busy, we haven't managed to get our videos up, but we're making it our business for 2026 to actually get these videos up every week for y'all whenever we have our subscription buckets going out. So if you followed along, please share your finished products with us by way of social media. Find us on Instagram or just send it to us in our email. If you're one of our subscribers, you have our email address. We'd love to see it. We love to see everyone's work and creations, and follow along with us for more inspiration. Every week, something different. We're here. If there's something that you would like to see, drop us a comment so that we can do that for you. And until next week, have a great one. Have a great holiday, a great new year, and happy designing.